This episode is brought to you by HP Plus. In a world full of smart devices, isn't it about time your printer got smart too? Now printing is smart with HP Plus, and the HP Smart app is how it all happens. You can print from your phone with just a tap, no matter where you are, even from your garage/home office/yoga studio. Huh, that is smart. HP Plus. Learn more about smart printing at hp.com/smart.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2.
Yeah.
My name is Michael Lee Cohen II, and with me, as always, is
Matthew McRory's got hair again. Because he's pregnant. Yeah.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Very musical. And yes, very, very musical.
You gotta say it like that too, so you gotta get a guitar and play that same exact chord when you say my name, so it's kind of difficult to do.
I'm just gonna call you Matt.
Yeah, that's fine, whatever.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. I'm not gonna sing it though either, too. So
yeah, do what you want. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's okay, you know. One day, maybe we'll all live in a musical. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be.
You know what I miss, actually?
What?
Live performances, like musicals and concerts and stuff. I really miss
Oh, yeah, what were those? Yeah, I forgot about those things. I wonder why we can't do those things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, I do want to... I mean, Rent is coming to town, and I would really like to go see that on stage. Hopefully I can. We'll see.
I really want to see Wicked. I've never seen Wicked, and I really want to. I have wanted to for
me too.
The past 11 years.
Yeah, hopefully that comes around sometime soon or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see that. Hamilton's coming to town, and this is all in Toledo area, by the way, but yeah.
And I haven't seen Hamilton yet. Or not even the movie. I mean, not the movie, but the
stage. The recorded stage performance.
I know you told me to watch that, but I haven't watched it yet.
I highly recommend. This is an assignment for you, Matt. Watch that this week if you can.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Also, too, if we can, I'd like to see Clerks 3 in theaters.
Yes. By the way, that just finished filming, and next week, I don't know when it'll air, but I am doing an interview with Scott Schifferlo. I don't know. I totally butchered his name, but anyways, he played the Chuli's gum guy in Clerks.
I just watched it a few days ago, actually.
Yeah.
On HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that so much. He's like, "Oh, this is your lunch," and he's like, "Why don't you just take some Chuli's gum?" Like just all nonchalant when you find out it's because he's a rep for the.
Yeah. He is going to be in Clerks 3. So
awesome.
But we might talk a little bit about that, what he can tell us about it, along with his history, and he's a musician as well, so we're going to talk about all that stuff, hopefully. And so stay tuned for that episode coming up sometime in the next couple of weeks or so. So, yeah. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But anyways, back to the topic at hand here. We are talking about Legends of Tomorrow, and we're going to do 3 episodes because we fell behind a little bit here, folks. So first we're going to talk about episode 12 of season 6, entitled Board on Board on Board. It was directed by Harry Georgian. Again, I'm apologetic about anybody's last name. I suck at last names. Kido Shimizu and Leah Poliet, were the writers of the episode. This aired on August 15th of 2021. So in this episode, since Constantine's magic has damaged the Wave Rider's jump drive, the Legends now must take a 3-week journey back to Earth. So, Zari swaps out with Zari Tarazi, and so Constantine has continued juicing himself with his magical blood after suffering from a withdrawal. So they're bored, and so they end up having to conserve energy, so they can't even play video games or anything like that. So they're doing things like trying to do yoga and all these different things to pass the time. Gary suggested them that they play a board game called Beast Slayer. So it's kind of like a like a Clue sort of thing, like a whodunit sort of game, So they're playing the game. Constantine says, "Let's make this more realistic," and he uses his magic to transport everyone except for Gary and Mick inside the board game. The game ends up becoming horrifyingly realistic. Sarah tries to end it by how realistic it is by revealing herself as the Beast, only to be killed by a new one. So there's a new Beast. Yeah. So they're all taking on these characters too that are the characters of the game that they were assigned, like a like a widow is one of them, and all these. What were all the characters that they were?
Yeah, there was like the widow. There was like like a professor type. I think there's a bunch of different people. By the way, too, man, they really did a great way of like portraying like someone having a drug habit, because like John acts like a complete cokehead in this episode.
Yeah,
I mean he's like talking really fast and like moving around a bunch and like dancing for no reason. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like he is jacked up on something. Like,
yeah,
and like Bayrard like figures this out kind of. He's like, dude, like he's like way more energetic than usual. Like he's jumpy and like he's all of his inhibitions are gone. Like when they did yoga, he just decides to strip down naked, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like we're just doing regular yoga, like
Yeah.
And also too the irritability factor of people on drugs, where like because like they're in such a good mood because of the drugs, anything though can set off that mood, and then it just like flips them because they're like, god damn it, you broke my good mood. It's just like completely turn on a dime, like or turn on a dime, really. Not sure if that makes any sense, but
that's a phrase.
So he just like storms out of the room. Like that's another classic sign of a drug habit, of just like mood swings. Like anything can kill the mood immediately, and it just ruins it for you, and you just become sulky and just walk away.
Walk away.
Yeah, he's totally juicing, and he got addicted to that stuff real fast too. I mean, it only took him like one sip of that stuff, and
Yeah, it's pretty good real representation of a drug addict. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they're in this game, and they start being killed off one by one. And the fear is that if they're dead in the game, that they're going to actually be dead in real life because of how, how this is. So it ends up, kind of jumping through this really fast, but Constantine ends up learning that the new beast is a dark side of himself. After we have a bunch of different situations in the game where everybody's kind of accusing each other of being the beast.
Yeah. What was going on too? It's been a while since I watched this one. Mick wasn't in the game. Why was he not in the game? Was he just left on there on purpose, or
because he was dealing with his pregnancy?
Oh, okay, all right, yeah,
yeah. And I'll get to that in a minute here.
Okay.
But they ended up being like in a loop too, where they couldn't escape from the house that they were in, because everywhere that they went just led them back to another part of the house. There was no escape, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's basically dead except for Zari and Constantine and Behrad for a while. So Constantine learns that the new beast is the dark side of himself, who basically states that the magic is in control of him, and then he is stabbed by Zari, which ends the game. Concurrently, while this is all happening, Kayla, who survived her ordeal, arrives on the Wave Rider and fixes the jump drive, but she later attacks Gary and Mick out of allegiance to someone who helped her escape. Who could that be?
I wonder.
Yeah, Mick reveals his pregnancy to her, but she knocks him out. She had a severed tentacle, and the tentacle is basically in control, like is its own being, and it basically ends up creating a new being, a new body, and then it strangles Gary.
No.
Yeah. Afterwards, Zari basically admits her love for Constantine to Behrad, and despite his warnings, because he basically is worried about the way John has been acting lately, and worried that his sister's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Basically, later on, she finds that the stab wound that she had put into the beast is in John's back. So she realizes that John was the beast.
Uh-oh.
And then we start hearing some singing, and Sarah follows a voice on the Wave Rider and finds someone kind of unexpected, but not really. It's Bishop, everybody.
Bishop again.
Yeah.
Didn't we get rid of him already?
Yeah. So basically, the body that Kayla was creating was, and the person that helped her was Bishop. So we've got another clone of Bishop. So yeah.
We don't have enough clones of Bishop. We've only had like thousands of them.
Yeah, it was so basically we got Bishop aboard the ship now. Did I miss anything here in this episode, Matt?
No. I mean, just some of the details of like what was like the dialogue and stuff. But like I said, I watched this like 3 weeks ago, so I haven't. I didn't.
Me too.
I usually watch multiple times, but I didn't really like this episode that much, so I only watched it once. But so I don't remember too much about what happened, just other than John just acting like a complete cokehead.
And Matt Ryan's acting is really good this season.
I know. This is pretty much like almost like his season for me, really.
Yeah.
He's been a regular since season 4. Didn't he also? I mean, wasn't he in season 3 a little bit, but he didn't become a regular until season 4? Or am I?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember. Okay. And he's technically not even a regular. He's
not?
Well, he is, but he isn't. But according to the credits, he's a guest star in every episode.
But he's been in almost every episode.
Yeah. They'll do that for people as like a special thing, because basically, if you're a special guest star, sometimes you get paid more. So
okay.
like for example, Heather Locklear was like a main character on Melrose Place for most of its run.
Yeah.
Her entire run, in the opening credits, she was credited as a special guest star.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, stuff like that,
Yeah, this whole season, like I was saying before, how the show started off like pretty serious with Rip Hunter trying to stop his family from being killed by Vandal Savage, and then it went into by pretty much by season 3, like midway through, it just became almost like a comedy. But now this season's actually been really dark. A lot of the episodes have been really almost like horror in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still funny, sure, but it's kind of, I think it's getting a little bit towards a serious end, like where it's not all serious or all comedy, kind of like how it's been for a while.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of striking a balance between those two eras of the show. The show's been on for 6 years, so
yeah.
But of course we know that the end of John Constantine, the character, is
coming soon.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to take
not the actor?
Yeah. Did you want to take a break, Matt, really quick, and then we'll talk about the next episode?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
What is Gen X? What is the silent generation? What do generations have in common? Hi, I'm Trish the Dish from the Gen X Voice podcast, and I invite you to listen to conversations I have with folks from different generations, backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences in an attempt to see what connects rather than divides us. Even though Gen X has been called slackers, Karens, or not mentioned at all in some cases, we are the bridge generation, so I feel compelled to do my part to destroy ageism by bringing all these voices together. And, as a bonus, each guest gets to answer some 80s questions at the end of each show. So download and listen to Gen X Voice today on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's see how much we have in common after all.
Hi, this is Catherine, host of a new fashion podcast, The Real Fashion School Dropout. Join me as I interview guests every week in the fashion and beauty space, and we gossip on all things fashion and beauty, and even get into some personal stories of their journey in the industry. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Hope to see you there.
And we are back. Hope you enjoyed the word from our sponsors or other shows or whatever played right there. My name is Mike still.
And my name is still Matt.
And that is beautiful. Why am I talking like this?
That's a mystery. I don't know.
Must be the ivermectin. Anyway, so the next episode we're covering is episode 13 of season 6, entitled "Silence of the Sonograms."
Ooh.
Directed by Nico Sachs, written by Phil Klemmer and Morgan Faust. It originally aired on August 22nd, 2021. And so in this episode, Matt, we have Sarah. She finds and captures Bishop, who explains that Kayla was only able to download 94% of Bishop's original genome due to Sarah's actions. So they capture him, put him in their little force field jail thingy.
Yep.
That's the proper term for it, right?
Yeah, the force field jail thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I would name things in like if I were on the ship. Be like, that's the force field jail thingy.
Yeah, like just giving people a tour like that's the food fabricator, that's the force field jail thingy, whatever.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it the food fabricator. I'd call it, that's the thingy that makes food. And
that's the thing. The food thingy, yeah.
Yeah.
The food maker thing, you know.
Yeah. And then they'll point to like the refrigerator and be like, "What's that?" And I'll be like, "That's the make food cold thingy." Yeah. So point to the restrooms, and I said, "That's the where you go potty thingy." And
that's what we call the ivermectin.
The ivermectin release.
Yeah. There
room.
we go.
Yeah. Anywho, while Bishop's there, Ava decides to interrogate him. But he's basically he ends up charming her, and she thinks that he's turned over a new leaf. She does, though, pretend to be vulnerable by allowing Bishop to help her plan her wedding to Sarah. And then she begins to sympathize with him through that. So that's, and I mean, in a way, he is her dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that made the clones,
yeah.
The Ava clone from the future, which then Rip Hunter then used for the Time Bureau. So
yeah,
so like Rip is like almost like her
adopted father,
adopted dad, and Bishop is the one who actually made her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's she's got a lot of these emotions kind of rise up when she's talking to him, because she doesn't really know what she's supposed to feel, because she was literally programmed to do like a specific job,
Yes. So as that's going on, Mick goes into labor, and Sarah and Ava discover that the other 6% of Bishop's genome actually belongs to Sarah. Yeah. Uh-oh. So with that belonging to Sarah, those genomes, which allows Bishop to override Gideon and then defeat Sarah. He then goes and basically helps Mick deliver the 48 eggs through Mick's nose.
Ugh. Ugh.
And then
that scene.
Yeah, that was kind of gross. And then he willfully returns to his imprisonment. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Zari confronts Constantine, who is still being taunted by his dark side. Yeah. Astra helps Spooner regain her memories about what happened with the Fountain of Imperium. And meanwhile, Zari steals the potion, blood thingy from Constantine.
The potion blood thingy, yeah.
Yeah, See, I'm great at naming things, Matt. It's a good thing I don't have children.
What would you name him?
Like if it was a boy, I'd be like, yeah, that's the male child thingy, and the other one's the female child thingy. If I had like a boy and a girl,
Yeah.
Yeah. Male child thingy Cullen, that'd be their name.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great when they graduate from high school. Here's your diploma, male child thingy Cullen. Yes.
It's like the night flying creature man for Batman character that I came up with.
Yes. or large non-flying creature. Or large flying creature, not non-flying. Large flying creature for Big Bird.
It's right, yeah. Large. I still want to make a show like that where it's those generic characters. Yeah. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want someone stealing the idea.
Oh, no.
But, none of you listeners that we love so much, I apparently think of you as idea thieves. Terrible.
Well, no. I mean, the thing is, you don't want to put it out there because somebody evil could be listening to our show, and next thing you know, Joe Rogan's producing generic Sesame Street. Anyway, so
and then he's put ivermectin in the episodes.
Oh Jesus! So
yep, we live in like the hell times, the hellscape.
Yes, we do. So so anyways, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the hellscape we live in. Anyway, so you gotta laugh because it's so sad.
Yeah.
So Astra ends up identifying the potion in the potion blood thingy is blood from hell. Speaking of the hellscape we live in.
Yeah.
So Constantine confronts Zaria about the situation. He chooses to throw out the potion, and the two reconcile. Afterwards, Sarah finds that Bishop aided in mixed delivery in order to steal his comm, which is the communication thingy.
Yeah. Yeah, the communication thing. Well, that's literally what it's called.
Yeah. I would just call it the communication thingy.
Yeah.
And so he uses it to contact Constantine, who ends up being overtaken by his dark side despite his actions of throwing away the blood potion thingy.
The blood potion. So, with that scene, I need to know what you think about this because I wasn't sure. So, does he literally have like a dark version of himself that manifests? Because he got beat up pretty badly, or do you think it was like a Fight Club situation where he was literally throwing his body around the room?
I'm thinking it was a Fight Club situation.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because he got the shit kicked out of him real bad.
And that's the name of my new band, a Fight Club situation.
A Fight Club. That's a good name. I like that. A fight. It's like a punk band, a Fight Club situation.
Yes.
And, the name of your album is Ivermectin. Sorry.
Jesus. So,
you're going to see like a whole bunch of punk bands now called Ivermectin. I could call it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Ivermectin's going to open up for Anthrax.
Yes.
Oh, God. And My Chemical Romance.
Yes. What's a word that reminds with experience that would mean like releasing bowels? Like the Joe Rogan. I can't think of a word.
I would just call it the Joe Rogan excretion.
There you go. Yes.
So that's going to be my other band, the Joe Rogan Excretion.
Yes. Wow.
Okay, anywho, people. Back to the topic at hand. So he's contacting John through his comm thingy, and he's been taken over by John's been taken over by the dark side, and basically beats himself up. So Bishop offers him a way to officially restore his magic. And that's where we end this episode.
Yeah. I mean, you got the nasty birthing through the nose thing. You got John kicking his own ass, liar, liar style, but with much more blood. I'm kicking my own ass. Anyway, Jim Carrey had a lot of weird movies in the 90s before he, I don't know. It's like with Ace Ventura, he, got typecasted and just became, so goofy for a while.
Yeah.
Just over the top too much, even. And then, finally he started, kind of making his own way. I'm not sure why I even got this. By the way, Ace Ventura is an insanely transphobic movie. I almost think that movie should be freaking banned, or at the very least have a thing in the beginning saying this movie is a hate crime, basically.
Yeah, well, it's not the main. I mean, it ends up being that way, but I mean, the rest of the movie you can kind of be okay with in a way. It's of its time. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but I'm just saying that's.
No, I get that, but if you're a trans person and you see a bunch of people throwing up with the idea that they had sex with you, that's gonna really fuck with your self-esteem a lot.
Well, yeah, it would. I mean, it's.
But yeah,
that's another topic for another day. Maybe we'll watch the movie and revisit it someday.
Oh God, yeah, 1990. That movie came out in 1994, so that's 27 years old.
Yeah,
movie. But anyway, yeah, I don't know why I got on Jim Carrey, but yeah, just every movie in the 90s was just almost a different version of Ace Ventura, just totally goofy.
Yeah,
The Mask though was good. I like The Mask.
And then when he did Man on the Moon is when I really saw his, that and The Majestic.
Oh yeah, those movies were great.
And
Truman Show.
Truman Show is a classic. So, anyways, do you want to take a break here, Matt, and then talk about the next episode?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll be back after a word from our sponsors, and maybe
ivermectin.
Maybe it's ivermectin. Who knows? I hope not. Maybe it's ivermectin Pop-Tarts.
Oh, ivermectin flavor. What the hell?
I don't know.
With us?
We'll be right back.
What is Gen X? What is the silent generation? What do generations have in common? Hi, I'm Trish the Dish from the Gen X Voice podcast, and I invite you to listen to conversations I have with folks from different generations, backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences in an attempt to see what connects rather than divides us. Even though Gen X has been called slackers, Karens, or not mentioned at all in some cases, we are the bridge generation, so I feel compelled to do my part to destroy ageism by bringing all these voices together. And, as a bonus, each guest gets to answer some 80s questions at the end of each show. So download and listen to Gen X Voice today on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's see how much we have in common after all.
Hi, this is Catherine, host of a new fashion podcast, The Real Fashion School Dropout. Join me as I interview guests every week in the fashion and beauty space, and we gossip on all things fashion and beauty, and even get into some personal stories of their journey in the industry. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Hope to see you there.
And we are back. So, the next episode that we're covering here is episode 14 of season 6, entitled "There Will Be Brood."
Get it?
Yeah. It was directed by Maisie Richardson Sellers, who fans of the show know as most recently playing Charlie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so former cast member is directing the episode. Because that's why she left the show, is to go off and direct films and TV shows and stuff. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that they brought her back to direct an episode. It
is cool.
It was written by Ray. I'm gonna butcher this one here. Uterenchit. I don't know. UTARNACHITT.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd have to hear it a few times.
Yeah, I don't know, and then Marcelina Campos Mayhorn as well. Okay, so in this episode, Constantine and Bishop disable Gideon and steal the Wave Rider to search for the Fountain of Imperium in 1925 Texas. Spooner and Astra stow away and to try to go past them and save the situation and save the Wave Rider and everything. While the rest of the team aren't they at Constantine's house?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, with the exception of Beyrad, who left at the end of a couple episodes ago, so to go to go see his parents. Yeah. So,
yeah.
So Spooner and Astra are there in this mining town of Texas, where they end up running into this woman who helps one of the miners who's hurt, or the oil men, or oil guys, I should say, oil miners, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know words for things. One of the oil bringer upper guys, and
yeah.
He this woman comes and helps him, and Spooner has this feeling that she knows the woman. Like, it's weird, and she's convinced that it's her mother. In 1925 Texas, so
it must have been a really old mother when she had Spooner.
Yeah, and so basically, they end up they end up meeting her, and then her daughter, who is named Esperanza, aka Spooner's real name. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So basically, they're there, and it is her mom, and that is her as a younger self. That Astra and Spooner meet. So Constantine shows up at their door. Because he had ran into Esperanza, the young Esperanza, earlier, and realized that she had some kind of control over the Fountain of Imperium, which is underneath these mushrooms that are actually aliens.
Right. It's.
I just revealed a lot of information right there in that sentence. I know, but
it's a living being. It's not just a fountain.
Yeah.
Or a fount.
Yes, it's not like a not like a Soda Stream or something. It's which if
No.
you'd like to sponsor a Soda Stream, we would talk about you too. Oh. Anyway, so or if the Fountain of Imperium would like to sponsor our show,
I mean, if it's real, sure.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be owned by Pepsi soon enough or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah, or Nestle or Kraft or one of those big companies. Yeah, or Kellogg's, the makers of Pop-Tarts.
yes.
The number one snack of all Too Real 2 podcast.
Yes. I love me some Pop-Tart. I swear to God, I would shriek if I like won like a lifetime supply of Pop-Tart. I mean, that would be like winning the lottery for me. I would absolutely just go insane. I would eat every type of Pop-Tart there is, even the kinds I don't like the brown sugar type.
Yeah.
Just give them away to people who do like them.
I would take any kind of free food, you know. You can always give it to somebody that'll eat it.
Yeah.
So basically they're there at they end up they're all at Constantine shows up at Gloria, who is Spooner's mom's house, and while he's there, he ends up knocking everyone out except for Spooner.
Typical Constantine style.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And he reveals that Gloria will be killed while defending her land, and that Esperanza will flee into the woods where the fountain will transport her to the future. So that's what she had talked about with aliens. She was right that aliens basically transferred her, but she thought the aliens abducted her mom, but her mom was actually killed by these evil people trying to get her land.
Yep, typical. I mean, a lot of crap like that happened back in the 20s. Like, oh, you won't sell me your land? Okay, I'll just kill you and take it. And, you know, I'll pay off the law because, you know, let's face it, the law only exists on paper and it's abstract. It doesn't really mean anything.
And that only happened in the 1920s, not in the
never happened.
Not in the 2020s.
No. Only in the 1920s.
No.
Yeah. It's almost as if like laws don't really mean anything unless there's people who actually enforce them. Almost.
Yes.
Anyway.
So then basically that night Bishop and Constantine go off and activate the fountain. Spooner reveals her identity to Gloria and then protects her and her land while Astra sends young Esperanza to the future.
Which, okay, so that got me thinking. So, is this like a time loop situation then, where
that's what I'm wondering?
She's always going to wind up where she was because the young version goes and then she just appears as the adult version because she went in there as a kid. Yeah. But would that have happened had she not already been at this point in time as an adult? That's the thing about time travel. You never know when it begins or ends.
Yeah. So meanwhile, the rest of the legends lure Kayla back to Earth using mixed eggs.
Yeah.
On some kind of social media thing. Like the space version of Instagram or something. And
yeah, pretty much. Like you gotta tag her.
Yeah. And so they want to use her ship in order to rescue the eggs from the Wave Rider. And when they get on the Wave Rider, they discover that Bishop has set a trap and that they have like seconds to like collect all these eggs, before something explodes that he set up. And during this, Mick is caught collecting the eggs in the explosion.
He gets blown back.
Yeah. And he was trying to save like the last egg that fell onto the floor. And
as you do, I mean, you're a parent. You want to protect your children, right? So
yes. I mean, I do know that in the future, when I have male thingy Cullen, I will protect him with every. Oh, yeah, anyway. So so basically, then we're back on Earth in 1925. We have Constantine links to the fountain and attempts to betray Bishop. But Bishop has anticipated this and poisons him.
Right.
Destroying the fountain, because the fountain is then connected to Constantine, which then ends up destroying the fountain. And then that knocks out Spooner at her mom's house, where she had basically saved her mom from these evil oiled bastards, So Bishop reveals that the fountain was an alien gift that would safeguard Earth from invasions and escapes. So basically, this fountain has been protecting Earth for a long time. And his goal was to destroy this so he could basically destroy Earth.
Yeah, because he's in the boat.
He's convinced that he's got his like benevolent ideas that he wants to create like this perfect race of people. He's basically Hitler, and
he's kind of, but I think now he's like mad that no one listened to him. So now it's like kind of like, well, I'm going to destroy you now because you didn't listen to me.
Yeah. So so we've got Mick is knocked out by this explosion. Spooner is knocked out by this situation. And then we have Constantine. He is enveloped by the dying Imperium at Astra and Zari's side. So basically he's kind of just like sucked into the ground and stuff.
Right.
And so that may be the end of John Constantine.
I hope not, though, because it's like such a terrible send-off. I mean, it's like
I know.
Nothing,
We'll see what happens in the last episode of the season is what's coming up.
Yeah.
Which is called The Fungus Among Us.
Oh my god. That's a great Incubus album, by the way.
Yeah.
Really good album by that band.
So yeah, what do you speculate might happen in the season finale?
I think Incubus is going to play in it as a band, personally, and
it's just going to be a live Incubus concert. It's not going to.
That's all it's going to be. It's just going to be a live show with characters from the show occasionally coming out on stage and stuff like that. Yeah. They've been working on this. Pretty much, Incubus is just—they've been like the creators of the show for the past 6 years. Actually, the whole thing has just been one promotion of this concert.
It's been one ruse just to get people to watch a live concert.
Yeah, that's it. It's long, very long plan. Set in motion. No, I think hopefully Spooner doesn't really die, because technically, she was supposed to be sent into the future. But if that thing couldn't do it quickly enough, then she's just like stuck in some kind of. But
I think little Esperanza was sent into the future. I'm pretty sure. So. It's
right, but if Spooner faints, though, then that means that it wasn't successful, because,
or it means that she actually had some of this like fountain inside of her.
Oh, okay.
And now that the fountain is dead, who knows what happened? And timelines are so fucked. So who knows?
Yeah, the timeline is really screwed up now.
Yeah.
I hope John. I mean, I'm pretty sure John probably is going to die, but I just hope that wasn't the moment itself where it's just like that's it. There's no story.
Because
then again,
Matt Ryan is coming back next season as a different character who's like a doctor or something, like a British doctor.
Right. So who knows? If it's like someone from a different timeline or a different Earth or
which, mind you, I think really sucks. And you know why they're doing this?
No, I don't know why.
Okay, so they're developing for either HBO Max or for theaters a new Constantine, and with a different actor and stuff.
Okay.
Which sucks because Matt Ryan is basically Constantine in real life. He basically looks exactly like the comic book character and everything. And I can't think of anybody playing him better. I mean, the Keanu Reeves movie Constantine was okay, but it wasn't great. Which we should cover that sometime for our Crisis on Infinite Films series.
Sure. Yeah, I did not like that movie that much at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay, but the fact that they made him American changed a lot of his personality and stuff. It was just not the greatest. But I don't know if they're going to do anything more with Keanu or what they're doing, but there's like a Justice League Dark series in development with Constantine and different things like that is going to have no connection to the Arrowverse.
Okay.
So for some odd reason, DC and Warner Brothers have decided that they don't want to allow Legends to have access to the John Constantine character anymore.
That's stupid.
Which is stupid because they've allowed other characters to exist both on the big screen recently and in the little screen when it comes to like the Flash and Superman and things of that nature, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. But that's what I've heard is the reasoning behind it. I mean, but then again, it could be that, it could be something good for Matt Ryan too, because he's been playing this character for so long.
I mean,
to give him something else to sink his teeth into might be cool.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he was introduced in like season 2 of Arrow, I think.
Yeah, and I mean he had his own series before that, Constantine. So
Yeah.
So yeah, which was pretty good too. So yeah,
on
NBC. Not to mention doing voiceover in some animated movies and TV shows and stuff of the character. So he's pretty much just strictly played Constantine for the last
10 years or something.
10 years or something, yeah. So it's like, So, I don't know. I mean, but then again, you got people like Mariska Hargitay, who's been on Law & Order Special Victims Unit for 20-some years playing the same character. So, or all those people on General Hospital and Days of Our Lives and all those things that have played the same characters for decades, It's hard to say, something to be said for playing the same character over and over again, but there's also something to be said as an actor to be able to sink your teeth into something else and, Yeah.
Totally.
And it's kind of even cool to be able to sink your teeth into a different character on the same show that you're already on.
Yeah.
Like
it's also
something like what Maisie Richardson Sellers did too with her two characters in previous seasons. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also good to sink your teeth into a tablet ivermectin or
No, it's not.
Sorry.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't listen to Matt. No, don't listen to Joe Rogan.
Or a Pop-Tart with you break up the pill and you put it in kind of like with applesauce. Remember that time when I couldn't swallow pills, so I had some crushed up in applesauce for a headache.
Yes.
Yes. So we do that with ivermectin. Just put it in some applesauce or a pop, sprinkle on top of the Pop-Tart for a frosting type of thing.
Or like the siesta cheese where you put crushed up Ambien inside of it. And
yes. Yes. Oh my god. Yep.
Good times, folks. So, anyways, that's it for those episodes, and we'll be back next week with the wrap up of this season of Legends of Tomorrow. And if you've liked us covering this, let us know, and we'll continue to cover the show next season and beyond. Also, check out our episodes about Stargirl that we've been doing recently, too. So, yeah. Anything else? Anything else before we wrap things up here, Matt?
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's a good show on HBO Max. It's called Titans.
Yes.
Speaking of John Constantine, they have a bunch of animated stuff on HBO Max, and one of them is actually like an animated movie.
Yeah, I started watching that yesterday. So
it's like him and Batman, I think, in the same movie.
There's the Justice League Dark movie that he's in. There's also a Constantine movie called Constantine. I can't remember what it's called, but
okay.
Yeah, that's a weird name for it. Constantine. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
And but no, there's some stuff on there if you want to get more Constantine. And I think on the like CW Seed and some other things, you might be able to get the original Constantine TV series. So if you're missing Constantine, there's other ways to get him. And hopefully whatever they are doing with the new show with Constantine is good, and they find an actor who's just as decent as Matt Ryan in the role. I don't want something... I mean, I'm not the type of person who's going to be bitter that they're getting rid of him as the character. I am bitter because I think he's great, but I'm not going to poo-poo whoever they cast, you know? So, without seeing them first. And I'm not going to say that they ruined my childhood by changing things.
Oh, God, like Jeremy, whatever his stupid name is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's woke, man. The woke bullshit. They took it away from me. Took it away from me.
Yeah.
I can't jerk off to this character anymore. You know,
I remember people saying recently that they thought that the CW made Constantine too woke because they made him stop smoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was like he smoked like almost all of it except for like the last season. Okay.
Yeah.
And God forbid you quit smoking. Such a good habit to have.
Yep.
Anyway, I was gonna play this last week, but then you weren't feeling good, so I'm gonna play something right now. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Aw, that's sweet. It was my birthday a week ago, folks.
Yep.
Yes. Well, a little over a week ago now. But
yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Matt. And I'm all of 21 again. And wait, no.
Forever 21.
Yes. I am a female fast fashion clothing store located in a mall.
Wow.
Yes. With a religious bent to it. Anyway, so
Is it really?
yeah.
Oh, I know that.
And probably, and also has helped destroy our environment by having a bunch of fast fashion end up in landfills across the world. And probably used slave labor to make their fast fashion and other things. I'm pretty sure that there's a bunch of videos on YouTube about how evil Forever 21 is. But hey, I'll remain Forever 21. No. So, anyways, make sure you follow us, folks, on the Facebook over there. We've got a fan page. We've also got our All Too Real 2 All Too Real 2 podcast Facebook group, which is a great way to discuss things. You can share whatever you want on there. We're open to it, within reason. Don't share weird conspiracy theories or anything. Also, be sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast if you like the show. I know I ask this every week, but we really need this, folks. Just give us some reviews. It'll help people find us. If you haven't yet, it takes like 2 seconds to do. It's not that bad. Just do it. Do it. And we got a Patreon. We've got a TeePublic store where you can buy some cool Cullen Park and All Too Real 2 merchandise if you want to help support the show. If you want to just send me $1 million, that'd be great too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My PayPal is mike@cullenpark.com. And if you want to advertise on the show, let us know. Hit us up. I know I'm begging here, folks, but, we're trying to find a way to monetize this thing so we can keep bringing better quality shows, and get some better equipment and things of that nature, too. Maybe find a studio or do something, But anyways, folks, any suggestions for anything you want us to cover, let us know, too. We've got a TikTok. Let us know what you want us to do on there. Been asking people. Nobody's responded yet. Matt will sing happy birthday to you on TikTok if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Just let us know if that's what you want us to do. But anyways, anything else, Matt?
No, I think I'm good. Okay,
folks. Until next time, don't take, cow and horse medicine for your COVID. I mean, at least not the cow and horse version of it. I mean, there are valid reasons to take the medicine. Also, I just don't want to poo-poo anything that might actually help a human being with it.
Poo-poo, exactly.
Yeah, because you don't want to have a lot of poo-poo. And get a vaccination, folks. They're not evil.
Nope.
Contrary to what people tell you. Believe science. Believe in yourself. Wear a mask. And wear a condom. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.